Are you putting posts out on Facebook, yet nobody's liking them, nobody's commenting on them, and really you're not getting any engagement overall? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you 7 tips that you can do to get more engagement on your Facebook posts. They're pretty easy to do, so stick around. All right, well, welcome. My name is Mark Harbert, and if this is the first time that you're on my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell because I put out videos on a weekly basis, and I want to make sure that you get access to them. So, you want more engagement on your posts? Well, let's dive right in. I'm going to dive into number 1, and we're going to talk about how to get more engagement. All right, so number 1 is very, very simple. Be interesting. Really, Facebook is one of those places people don't necessarily come there for business reasons. Now, you come there for business reasons, and maybe other people do come there for business reasons, but your audience isn't necessarily there because they want to do business. They're there for entertainment purposes. They're there to consume content. They're there to interact with other people. So in order to really get engagement, you want to be interesting. Share fun things. Share things that, that people are kind of wanting to know. Do a little parody of something that tends to be very serious. Or, give an opinion on something. Whoa, just be careful. You might get a little more engagement than you want if you give your opinion. But the thing is, be interesting. Give people a reason to want to interact with you. Just posting what you ate for dinner or, something like that isn't necessarily going to get a lot of engagement. I have found over the years that some of the best ways to get engagement are asking questions. So ask an interesting question. Ask somebody, something that will potentially get a lot of engagement. So number 1 is really just be interesting. All right. So let's dive into number 2. All right. Number 2 is you got to capture people's attention fast. Okay. If you haven't noticed, we live in a massively distracted world. Okay. People come on social media and, they're swiping with their thumb and boy, they're past your post like that. Okay. And the attention span of most people today is very, very small. So you've got to do something to grab their attention very, very quickly. A very short, quick headline that hits on a pain point that gets people to go, oh yeah, I need to see what this is. And that's a key thing. So you really want to focus on capturing attention very quickly. And this is a very, very important thing. You can do that most of the time by captivating headlines. Now, I have used a headline formula over the years that works like gangbusters. It's basically the how to blank without blank formula. The how to get all the cool stuff that you really want without doing all the sucky stuff that you don't want to do. And that's kind of the formula, okay? So if you use that formula, you're going to get better results on any content that you put out there or any posts that you put out on Facebook. All right. So let's dive into number 3. All right. Number 3 is really big and I have seen it work very, very well. And it is called create list posts. Now, list posts are something like the 10 ways to this or the 5 ways to this, the 9 ways to lose weight, whatever it may be. Now, a good example of that is look at my blog here or look at my videos. I do a lot of what we call listicle posts or list posts. And part of it is because they are very, very effective at capturing attention. When I say the 5 steps to this or 7 tips to get better engagement on Facebook, it grabs your attention more and it's proven over and over. So use list posts and list out, the top 10 ways to this. A good example is, if you've ever watched like the Travel Channel. The Travel Channel has like the top 10 beach destinations in the United States. They use these types of titles all the time, and it's used over pretty much any medium. So use list posts or listicles, whatever you want to call them. They're very, very powerful. All right, so let's dive into number 4. All right, number 4 is definitely one of my favorites. It's Facebook Lives and videos. Putting those out on your page or your profile, whichever you choose to use. Now, personally, I like a page, but I also do it on my profile as well. But put out Facebook Lives and videos. Those are very, very powerful, and they tend to get way more engagement than your typical posts out there, okay? And they are a great way to connect with your audience And so make sure that if you're not doing videos or Facebook Lives, start to integrate that. Okay, now if you're totally afraid of doing videos, I get it, but I'll tell you, the sooner you get over that fear, the better off you're going to be, especially if you're looking to build a business on social media. People want to know and they want to connect with the people that they buy from. They want to know who they are. They want to get to know them. And if you can provide that through video, that ability to get to know, like, and trust you, you're going to have a much better result getting engagement. And you'll be surprised at how well it works on Facebook. All right. So more Facebook Lives and more videos. That's number 4. All right. Number 5, use stories. Now, I'm not talking about Facebook stories, okay, where you do that little 15-second, thing. I'm talking about just write out a story. Put a story out there. People love stories. They're some of the most powerful things. Tell a story. I went to the grocery store this morning, and while I was there, this happened, and this happened, and it really surprised me because, people love those types of stories. People love to hear the inner workings of what's going on in your life. Now, don't be fake about it, but share something legitimate. Share a little piece of your life on social media and tell stories behind it because they're very, very powerful and people connect with you on that level. Social media, specifically Facebook, is a place for people to share and connect. And when they can see that you share something that happens in your life, whether it be good or bad, they can connect with that. And that connects them on a human level to you. Okay, so share stories about your life, share stories about your past, share stories about what's currently happening in your life. You'll be surprised. It'll really endear people to you. All right, number 6. Let's get into number 6. This is a very powerful one. And I kind of mentioned it already earlier, but ask questions. Those are some of the most powerful types of posts. All right. An example of a question would be something like, hey, I'm just going over my phone. I'm looking over all my apps. What are some of the apps you use when it comes to like personal finance? Boom. People will start commenting. Oh, I use this. I use that. I use that. I use this. So these are really cool because people like to contribute. So especially if it's on a topic that your audience likes and wants to talk about. So ask a question. Ask questions are very powerful. And maybe, mixing it with a story and asking a question. Hey, this happened to me the other day. What would you do in this situation? And people love to throw in their 2 cents. This is a great way to get engagement is ask questions. All right. So let's go ahead and dive into our final one, number 7. Okay. Number 7 is super important and so many people miss this. Okay. But number 7 is when people comment on your posts, comment back, re-engage with them. The biggest mistake you can make is when somebody comes to your post and they like it or they comment on it and then you do nothing back. At the very least, acknowledge what they do with a like or a heart or, whatever, those other little emojis that you can do. Just give them some type of acknowledgement. People appreciate that. They like to know that you heard them, that you got value maybe from what they shared. And that is one way for them to endear themselves to you. So very, very important. Make sure you're being responsive to other people's comments. It's called social media for a reason. And the whole point is to socialize. So this isn't a one-way conversation. It's a two-way. So you want to make sure that you do that. That is the best way to make sure that you get engagement. Okay, so there you go. There are your 7 tips to get more engagement on Facebook. Do you have any more tips? If you do, and you're wherever you're watching this on my YouTube channel or on my blog, make sure you do. Give me a comment and let me know. What are some other tips that you have on how you could get more engagement on Facebook? I'd absolutely love to hear it. Also, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. And by the way, if you want more ideas on how to get more engagement, I've actually put together a PDF for you. It's 167 posts that you can automate on Facebook that'll help you get more engagement. It's literally a list of some of my best engagement type posts, and you can utilize these to get that. If you have not downloaded that, make sure you check in the link of the description if you're on YouTube, and if you're on my blog, just look right below this video and you will see a button where you can download that PDF. All right. So I appreciate you. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.